morning, collective and soul tribe. Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, March the 12th. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. All right, it is Baby Friday. We are one more day, away from basically, the ending of this week, right? But yeah, we're almost there, guys. It's almost the end of this week. Again, I always like to celebrate this because even if we know a lot about what's going around us, what's happening around us, it's still good to celebrate, right? Like I said, life can be very mundane. Life can be very repetitive. So in order to find joy and lightness and things like that in our lives, why not celebrate the ending of the week? Why not celebrate things like that? Now, I know not everybody may resonate with that, okay? But I did mention something in my reading about knowing that we're in the matrix, knowing that we see what we see, but also still being able to have that balance, because a lot of people don't know this, but like going through a psychosis, okay? So it's about going through psychosis. That is a real thing. And I don't want you guys to go through certain psychosis where it seems like, you know, either you hate the world, and I get it, there's people that hate the world and things like that, but at the same time, it's like you basically do manifest certain things. So that's why I always say to be mindful about certain things. You can read things, you can understand things, you can talk about certain topics and whatever, but always making sure that you're not manifesting something you don't want is also significant. So anyways, I'm gonna get started with the reading. Okay, guys, so let's see what you might need to know. It is Baby Friday. Okay, we're almost there. And for those who work and have to work and work on the weekends, hopefully you get a day off. You can enjoy your day. But yeah, let's jump into it and see what you need to know. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time? What do they need to know for March 12? And angel number 1212 could be very significant when it comes to, the portal, right? Because we talk about the portal on YouTube, and that could be very significant for some of you when it comes to manifestations and, choices, goals, dreams, things like that, right? Even when it comes to like unseen, forces. 12 house talks about things you can't see. So spirituality. Okay, so Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for March 12? What do they need to know at this time, please? What does the collective need to know for March 12, Spirit? What do they need to know for today, please? So 2 cards here. We have Knight of Swords, okay, with the number 12, right? And we also have 3 of Cups, okay? So when it comes to taking action and speed, this could be very significant for some of you. Now, this could be taking action when it comes to community, right? This could be, you could be intellectual, daring, focused, but whatever this energy is, there's something about taking action, or there's something about speed picking up momentum. This could be about your determination when it comes to what you guys are working on, what you guys are trying to build. Okay, this could be a foundation, but whatever this is, it shows that you guys are ambitious. It shows that you guys have determination. You guys are driven when it comes to being willing to take risks to achieve your goals, right? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay, with the number 12, this talks about harmony through growth. And I did mention something about 12th house as well. So this could be about spirituality. This could be about, secrets, subconscious thoughts. This could be healing, karma. Old age could be very significant too. But past lives and dreams could be very significant as well. Even when it comes to communities, something to do with either building a community, or this could be like a friendship group, a gathering, okay, celebrations as well. But there is something about, collaborations, teamwork, and even to celebrate with close people. Now, for some of you, when it comes to like celebrating with close people, This could be you guys receiving some type of financial increase. This could be about your creativity. So if you guys are building something new, if you guys are starting something new, if this is a project or if this is something that you guys are, say for example, like creatively expressing yourself or finding joy in your own creations, that is very significant as well. But you guys could be celebrating more. You guys could be more abundant, okay, when it comes to joy. And yeah, transformations. There's something about going through transformations. So with the number 13, this is about transformations through rebirth and change. This could be death and rebirth of patterns. You could be an alchemist. So there's something about you guys reclaiming your power when it comes to you guys going through any transformations. For some of you, when it comes to death and rebirth of patterns, this feels like a generational thing. Like, it may not just be millennials, it could be millennials and Gen Zs, and anyone who's younger than that, maybe. But the energy that I'm picking up is that some of you guys, when it comes to group settings, and when it comes to like whatever it is, whether it's family, friends, communities, whatever it is, there's something about you releasing and letting go certain patterns. So if there was a pattern that did not serve you, meaning like, say for example, it is a family or friends or groups, like just groups in general, there's something about your integrity may be different or your morals may be different from the other people that you've been around with, right? And that could be the transformation that you guys are going through when it comes to patterns. So, people who like apologize and they say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. But then they do it again and they do it again. And it almost feels like you guys are accepting someone's apology for continuing their bad behavior. So it's like they acknowledge it, but it's like, oh, okay, well, every time I apologize, what's the hurt, right? Like if I keep apologizing, they'll keep taking me back. And that's the energy that you guys could be in, where instead of people apologizing and you accepting them back, you guys could be going through your own transformation. So this could be like, you letting go. Okay, when it comes to stability, that could be significant too. Like, you could be removing yourself from groups, people, corporations, places, families, whatever this is. Anything to do with more than 3 people is a group. Okay, so if you are dealing with people that, they need to click up or they need to group or they need to always be around people in order for them to, move forward in their life or do things, that is significant. You guys are changing that, right? We have Ace of Wands. So some of you guys, when it comes to like transformations, you guys are going through something new, right? This could be a new inspiration, a new passion, creative spark. Whatever this energy is that you guys are moving into, it's new energy. It's passion, it's inspiration. It's also something that could gain you a financial opportunity. For some of you that are looking for, something new, this new idea that you guys have sparked up, it's either you guys are more enthusiastic about life or there's something about a new passion. Whatever this new passion is, there's something about stability that looks like it's coming towards you or new opportunities. This also could be tied to your resources. So there's something about receiving when it comes to like a new job, career advancement, even when it comes to like financial stability, right? Or you investing in something new. This is the energy that it's giving. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, take what resonates with that. That could be confirmation, but yeah, there's something about you being able to, make a decision when it comes to you being decisive on the path that you're willing to take. It almost feels like even if this path is unfolding or it's the unknown, you're still being more comfortable in being able to go through that path. Yeah, there's something about your wisdom. Either you guys are following your inner knowing, right? And you following your inner knowing is showing that you guys are connected, okay? So there's something about you being connected to higher source, or there's something about the energy of, even if you are connecting to higher source, you are connecting to other people. You are basically allowing yourself to, attract people that are similar to you in a sense when it comes to connections. People who are very surface level, like, I do understand that you don't want to share your business with everybody because you can't trust everybody. You don't know, what people are going to use that information for. But it's also giving the energy of some of you guys when it comes to discernment. Like, say you meet someone for the first time, they feel very familiar, like you've met them before, like you've known them before. That type of energy, you're able to connect with people who feel like you feel like home to them, or connect with people in a sense where, you know, they feel comfortable with you because how connected they feel to you. Even when it comes to connecting to your higher self and following your inner compass, your wisdom, that is also significant as well, right? So yeah, that's confirmation for some of you guys when it comes to the energy. Some of you guys could be going with the flow. Okay, some of you guys could have went through, you know, deep introspection about certain things. And, you know, maybe you guys are realizing certain things when it comes to your path and where you want to go on your path. And for some of you, even when it comes to like questioning certain things, some of you may question, what am I here for? What am I doing? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? And for some of you guys, when it comes to awakenings, there's something about, even when it comes to like friendships, you know, like in friend groups when you can joke around and, you know, nobody, you know, no one's sensitive, no one takes anything to heart. That's different when it's a joke and you know it's a joke versus somebody trying to say truth in a joke itself. So there's certain things when it comes to you going with the flow, being divinely guided, okay? Even when it comes to receiving downloads is also significant, but going with the flow and following your intuition and going within is allowing you to be more connected than you probably think you are. Okay, for some of you guys, maybe you may think you're not as connected as you may think, but in actuality, you are connected. It's just that you need to take things step by step. Now, when it comes to boundaries, you guys could have your boundaries up at this time, and it can be understandable. Okay, it's because you have integrity for yourself. Now, when it comes to morals, when it comes to integrity, when it comes to what you truly believe in or what you desire, I always say that in my readings that not everybody is going to understand why you fight for the things that you fight for. Not everyone's going to understand why you are the way that you are, why you're built the way that you're built. You understand why you are the way that you are. Some of you guys are coming to terms with that, but being comfortable in that skin, right? And even when it comes to people having different, you know, mind frames or different thinking, different thoughts, even if someone has a different opinion of you, you're still able to understand that person's opinion. But even when it comes to your integrity, you may notice that some people will tolerate or allow certain things or certain patterns or certain behaviors. And instead of understanding the collective and understanding where the collective is coming from, it almost feels like it's a slap in the face for some of you guys that have gone through certain things. And some of you guys, when it comes to your boundaries, that is why your boundaries are up, because you may feel like there's certain things that you realize that you would not do to other people, but you realize that people will gladly, okay, do to you. So take what resonates with that too. That could be confirmation, okay? Yeah, some of you guys, when it comes to your future self, you guys are helping your future self. So every time you have boundaries for certain things, you follow your integrity, you follow, you know, your inner knowing. It's almost like you guys are helping your future self. You guys are slowly growing, right? So even when it comes to like growth and taking action, you know, you guys are releasing and letting go certain things. It could shock a lot of people too if you are somebody who, you know, you are somebody who loves connections, you love family, you love friendships, but at the same time, it's not to say that you'll never build your own family or have your own friends. It's almost like you may feel like you're supposed to be alone, and Spirit is saying that you're not alone. You actually have a team of people that are helping you, but sometimes it does get lonely, right? And so, for difficulties, right? Before I even saw the card, there's something about you going through your growth, and you know, maybe you're going through certain difficulties because maybe people are, you know, doing certain things that only you know. Okay, so there's something about the whisper, following your inner knowing, your intuition. Some of you guys could be dealing with certain people, places, and things that they may not understand your way of thinking. And obviously, not everyone's going to understand you, and that's understandable. But it makes you see how unfair, unfortunately, life can be when it comes to dealing with certain people, where you could be very understanding, you could be very giving. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about time and energy. And a lot of people don't realize that your time and energy is very sacred. You know what I mean? Like, your time and energy is not to be wasted. And as much as people will sit there and say they miss you, they miss your energy, they miss everything about you, why do you continue to treat the collective the way that you do, right? Awaken. Okay, transformations at the bottom of the deck, we have the unknown. So you guys could be stepping into the unknown, right? You guys could be dealing with things in the unknown. So anything that's like hidden, you guys could be dealing with a lot of hidden things where a lot of people in the public eye, they may look a certain way, you know, to their friends and family and close people, but behind closed doors, they are a different person. Okay, so when it comes to Pluto energy, that could be significant too. Okay, we have hunger. So there's something about your energy when it comes to your drive, your passion, right? With the number 12 card, right? Knight of Swords. There's something about your energy where you have a hunger, you have a drive, right? There's something about you being able, like I said, when it comes to like determination and ambition, you are someone who's going to push forward, right? There's something that you stop doing, right? When it comes to, and that could be another thing too, when it comes to hunger and your drive, listening to your inner knowing, listening to your body, listening to what you know, you could have stopped, like I said, certain things. Like, you could have closed the door on certain patterns, people, places, and things. With this sign here, stop signs are significant, but you could have stopped certain things, right? If people were accustomed to treating you a certain way, acting a certain way in your energy, even showing up a certain way too, you stop that, especially with, you know, the boundaries card back here. You stop certain things, right? Even when it comes to like the color red, there's something about your passion. You stop certain things when it comes to your passion for people or dealing with people. It's not to say that you don't mind helping people, but there's certain patterns that you could have stopped where you realize that people are using you. And instead of understanding how to do certain things for certain people for themselves, you are the one that had to learn a lot of things on your own. Like, some of you had to parent yourselves, whether this is parenting yourself alone, or, you know, you had a parent and they were MIA, especially when it comes to like material. I feel like some parents feel like if you have, you know, material gain or certain things, right, that means that you love your child or your family more. And sometimes a kid doesn't even want material. They just want someone who's emotionally stable or emotionally there or emotionally invested, right? And some of you guys could have stopped certain things. Like, if you're the go-to person to do certain things, you could have stopped that, because you may have realized that instead of people understanding how to do things for themselves, it's almost like they just naturally went into this, you know, this like state of mind of, oh, the collective will do it, the collective will do it, the collective doesn't have an issue doing it. And the thing is, you don't mind helping people through service, but also having discernment when you see that people are using you, right? So you could have stopped certain things, right? Yeah, your love. Okay, it's almost like someone is hungry for your love and you could have stopped that. It's almost like an addiction. So your love could be very addicting, like in a sense where people may not be accustomed to your kind of love, or they question your love because maybe they may not realize or they never grew up with that. So if you're somebody who never grew up with, you know, someone who cares about you or loves you, or been around people who are very loving, people who do show up in your life, and especially if you're somebody who, you know, you want people to care about you, you want people to love you for you, there's something about you stopping certain things. You could have stopped giving unconditional love to people who maybe don't deserve it, right? Like, they don't deserve it, or they act like they you know, they own it, like they have authority to your love, and that's not the case, right? So there's something about maybe you stop sharing your love with certain people. This could be having boundaries as well. Yeah, your intuition is very significant as well. So when it comes to like your intuition, you guys could have stopped giving love to certain people. You guys could have stopped giving your time, your energy, things like that. So your intuition is significant when it comes to movement. Okay, yeah, sweetness. There's something about you stopping certain things when it comes to love. Maybe your sweetness too. There's something about being very discerning about who you give your love and your heart to, right? But then also when it comes to fear, right? Not being fearful about meeting new people and giving your energy to them, because at the same time, yeah, you have discernment, but if you meet someone for the first time and you have this energy exchange where you guys are very like relatable, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but that's why I say to have discernment. Okay, nature is very significant. Some of you guys could be going back out in nature with the number 1212. Okay, spiritual cleanse is very significant. Some of you guys, you know, you guys could be spiritually cleansing yourself. Now, this could be through herbs. This could be outside. This could be being near, you know, nature, plants. Growing your own plants are very significant too. But there is something about the energy with the number 5. There's something about change. Okay, my cards just flew. Let me get them. Yeah, there's something about you guys cleansing, especially when it comes to like your magic and you having psychic abilities, right? You may have psychic abilities. There's something about your magic that's significant with the number 3 and 48. Now, for some of you that resonate with this too, there's something about you taking your love back from people that did not appreciate it and putting it out into other places like communities or places where people can, you know, actually gain something from that, right? Because it's almost like, yeah, there's something about divine timing, right? With the number 41, 5 is very significant. Soulmate, right? So there's certain things that you could have done where you guys could have stopped, right? When it comes to your magic, when it comes to your psychic abilities, right? Some of you guys are focusing on yourself. And the more that you focus on yourself, fill up your cup, the more that you can, you know, help other people. But there is something about you being closer in nature and also divine timing. Okay, even when it comes to change, right? There's something changing when it comes to your magic and your abilities. So even with the number 12 again, right? There's something about you when it comes to you being able to harmonize. This is also balancing opposites, whether this is masculine and feminine energy, but learning patience when it comes to going through your situation. Even the color yellow green is very significant too when it comes to this energy. Like some of you guys may feel like with your situation that there's a lot of adversities that you guys are going through, and it's taking a lot of patience in you not to either snap or, you know, be in control when it comes to your emotions, even when it comes to cleansing and releasing. There's a lot of things that you guys could be dealing with or going through that is showing that it's going to take divine timing when it comes to this change. Now, this could be new beginnings when it comes to you stepping into your magic. And for some of you guys, this could be, you know, you being in movement and flow, right? So yeah, remaining positive is very significant. Even if, you know, you're going through something and it's not the situation you want to be in, 2323 on the timer, there's something about you still continuously remaining positive. Even if there's certain things that you don't resonate with certain people. So say you outgrown, you know, an environment, or say you outgrown certain people, places, and things, that's showing up in the energy right now. You know, maybe you guys could have outgrown certain people, or, you know, when it comes to learning lessons, you don't want to go through the same cycles over and over again, but you may notice that certain people keep going through the same cycles over and over again. So it kind of makes you wonder a little bit, right? Like you kind of question people's intentions, their motives, you know, what they're really doing. And that is very significant for some of you as well. Okay. But yeah, get more information. There's something about you getting more information when it comes to, you know, whatever the situation might be. Okay, there's something about communicating clearly as well. Some of you guys are very good at communicating clearly when it comes to your energy. We also have big happy changes. Okay, so yeah, yes. Okay, yes, at the bottom of the deck. There's something about either you could be communicating clearly, or there's something about the way you communicate could be bringing in happy changes. For some of you, this could be a job, this could be a home situation, this could be a relationship, this could be anything. But whatever this energy is because you guys are trying to remain positive despite what is happening around us. Yeah, even if you talk about your situation, or even if you, vent or express how you feel, which you're allowed to, right? But at the same time, you expressing how you feel and venting, for some of you guys, it's not like you guys are going out your way and talking bad about somebody. For some of you, this could be just expressing yourself and still trying to remain positive as you go through the journey. So everybody could be going through something different, but that could be very significant too. It's like you may see what's going on, you may know what's going on, but at the same time, you still try to find a way to remain positive or remain in this very light type of frequency, right? Which can be very difficult, right? Because again, once you are in someone's energy and they're negative, it's very easy to be negative too, or it's very easy to be irritable, right? And so for some of you guys are trying to find balance, you guys are trying to find peace within yourself. Even when it comes to your boundaries, there's this energy of, people being like, oh, where have you been? Or, why don't you come around as much? And it's almost like the same people who are asking you why you're not around, because let's be real, if people treat you the way that you treat people, meaning that when you express something, people either listen or respect it or they understand it. But if you're in situations where you express something and people don't want to understand, or they listen just for it to go through one ear and out the other, then of course they're going to get that feeling of loss, because you are going through something already and you've expressed this, and then you realize that people are using it against you whether they know it or not. And that's something where you guys could have your boundaries up, because you're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not entertaining this. It's almost to a point where enough is enough. And some of you guys could be in that energetic frequency, right? But remain positive, communicate clearly, or, you guys could be starting to communicate clearly when it comes to certain things. But like I said, even when you communicate clearly as well, that can also offend people, because a lot of times people are accustomed to people being fake, or, people pleasing, or, doing something for someone because they can gain something from it. When in actuality, people should do things because they just want to, right? But yeah, remain positive, guys. Continue moving forward. Continue to, you know, take each step a day, right? Take it step by step, okay? Nothing is a race. Take things little by little, okay? If you need to gain more information about something before you do something, do that as well, okay? But yeah, just continue to be positive, you guys, okay? But anyways, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for those who follow my page, who support my page, right? Excuse me, I just had a hiccup. But yeah, anyone who supports my page, follows my page, thank you very much for the love, the support, the reposting, all that good stuff, right? But follow me on TikTok and YouTube, and my website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca, where you guys can follow my blog, or you guys can book a reading, all right, guys? But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much. I'm also going to work on, because I did talk about this too, I am going to work on the blog post for the new moon. Okay, so hopefully I can get that done maybe today. But anyways, thank you guys. I love you guys. Check out my coffee account. It is KO-FI, and it's Mysteriously Unique in one word. You guys can check that page out. Like I said, this is just a test. So if it doesn't go the way that I think it is when it comes to like the following and people using it and stuff like that, I'm just going to get rid of it. I don't like having things that are dead in my energy when I technically already have TikTok and YouTube. So why fix something that's not broken, right? But anyway, thank you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys. Bye.